Okay, I want to spend a couple of minutes describing how I would set up the geologic map explanation or key or legend or whatever you want to call it down here at the bottom of the map. I think this is really important. This is an important part of map making because a clean and legible map and map explanation showcase your data better. Remember, what we're doing when we're making a map is we are collecting data and we are showing it visually. And so we really want to have a good visual base for our map viewer. I'm going to use a couple of tools. I'm going to use the stencil that we talked about before. I'm going to use a ruler, mostly as a straight edge, just to get myself oriented and allow me to set this up. So the first thing I like to do when I'm thinking about my map explanation is just think about where I want all of the things to be. And so I think on this map, I want sort of the title block to be here above the scale. I think I want the explanation of symbols to be here, so things like strike and dip, faults, etc. And then the stratigraphy to be over here on the left side. I'm going to start there, and I'm going to use my template here to make boxes. Now, if you don't have a template, you can just measure out boxes. But the trick is sort of figuring out how many you're going to need and what that size is. So on this, I have a large box size and a small box size. And in this mapping area, we've got the Nugget, the Twin Creek, the Preuss, the Stump, the Morrison, the Kelvin, the Keatley, and any quaternary units that we have. So 8 units. That's going to be too much for the 4 large boxes. So I'm going to use these small boxes. So I'm going to find a place where I want to start, and I'm going to start in pencil because I don't want to, I want to have the option to change things. So I'm just taking my stencil, I'm lining everything up, and I'm going to make some boxes here. 1, 2. They don't have to be perfect right now. I'm going to go over them with ink later, and then that will allow me to fix any little problems. Now, while I've got this here like this, I've got my ruler pressed down pretty hard. You'll notice these holes here, and what those holes allow you to do is draw a line at the top and the bottom of your box, and you can use that as a guide for your letters and how big your letters are going to be. So I'm just going to draw on my letter guides there. And then I'm just going to move on up. So I've got 4 boxes there. I need 8. Now I've got all my boxes and all my stratigraphy labeled except for the quaternary units because I don't know how many I'm going to encounter yet. I can start to draw my unconformities in here. All right. So while technically there might be small unconformities between all of these units, the Jurassic units are fairly conformable, and we'll have an unconformity between the Keatley and the Kelvin, and then between, sorry, the Morrison and the Kelvin, and then the Kelvin and the Keatley. I'm going to start my strike and dip symbol a little higher up. Put my overturned right below it. Okay, so I've got my symbols together. They look pretty good. And now I'm going to work on my title block. At the top here, I'm going to use the holes on the larger boxes to start. Just to make my largest title. And then I'll use the smaller ones. I'm going to get rid of this. And I think the last thing I need is a an arrow. I'm going to put it here. Get this straight north-south. Okay. Then I know that this is 12 degrees. Okay, and that's set up pretty well. I'm going to look it over. I have everything I need. And now I'm going to go through and ink it. I particularly like the look of it inked a little more freehand. I'm going to use my 05 for this. I am going to use the boxes here to retrace my, use the stencil, excuse me, to retrace my boxes. Looks like I made a mistake here, and this is a good reason to do everything in pencil first. I just switched the anticline and syncline symbols. I can fix that right here. last thing to do is to make sure it's dry and then start erasing all of the pencil. Just be gentle and take your time. So there we go. I'm not going to pretend this is perfect or, the most artistic map explanation I've ever seen, but it gets the job done. Everything looks good. All the letters are the same size. Everything is organized correctly. It's got all the pieces it needs. It's inked. All of the pencil is gone. You can get rid of a little pieces here and there. And this is ready to go. It took a little bit of time, but if you take a little bit of time and care at this point, it will save you time in the long run as you're putting your office map together. Hope that helps.